Well, hey everybody, welcome to Deep South Dog Training. I am going to tell you first and foremost that I am not a certified dog trainer, but have you ever tried to train a dog or a puppy and you've looked online and everybody's a professional and everybody wants you to pay money for their services, even if it's online, for you to learn everything there is to know about dog training? Well, I have taken a lot of information. I've got a lot of knowledge about how to train puppies. And that's what this channel is going to be dedicated to, is just training our brand new puppy. I just picked up last night our brand new English Mastiff. He's 8 weeks old, not 8 months old. He is 8 weeks old. His name is George. He's there on his bed. You might see him playing with the ball and his little toy and things like that. But we're fixing to try to do a couple of things with George. Again, normal person, normal family, normal dog. As a matter of fact, you see he is chewing on his bed right now, so there's nothing in the tree. So there's nothing Superman about us or the dog. So we're going to try to train this dog together, and you can watch what we're doing. But today we're going to try to start teaching him his name and teaching him how to sit. So stay tuned and join us as we train. Well, hey everybody, we are back here with George, the 8-week-old English Mastiff. We just had to get an ornament out of his mouth. I guess he went to get it off the tree. We're going to start teaching him his name. So one of the ways that we're going to do that is you can take kibble, ration this out throughout the day, let him know that this is here. And see, what we want to do is we just want to get him smelling. He knows that kibble's in my hand. It could be a high-quality training treat, whatever you choose. But George knows there's something there. So we're going to teach him his name. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to wait till he looks at me, right in my face. We want him to give eye contact. George, yes. Yes, George. And then we want to feed it to him. We want to give him his treat. So when he makes eye contact with us, we say his name and then say, yes, George, or whatever your puppy's name is, whatever your dog's name is, you say it then, but you wait till there's eye contact. You see he knows that this is here. George, yes, George. Yes, and one thing that I want to tell you about English Mastiffs is they do everything a lot slower than other dogs. You may have a lab or some sort of doodle, and they may be all over the place right now, and they may do things a lot faster, but an English Mastiff is going to naturally do things that are slower. And I've even noticed that he's eating. My little helper here she just wants to be in the video. So that's my little helper, Caroline, there. So George is already looking at me, and he's wanting this treat. Let's see if we can get him to look at me again. Let's see if we put it here. George, yes, George, yes, George. See how just slow he does this. And one thing about English Mastiffs, if you have a Mastiff, they don't respond to being, to harshness. They don't respond to aggressive training. They respond to gentleness, and they want to be, he's sleepy now. They just want to be trained well and not be forced. So this is actually a really good time to train him, is when they're tired, because he just finished a time of playing. And you can even start teaching him his name when he's laying down, as long as he gives you that eye contact. George, yes. Yes, George. Yes, George. You see, as soon as he made that eye contact with me, I marked it. And I said, yes, George. Yes, George. Let's see. Let's try one more time. I don't want to wear him out. I don't want to wear you out either. I don't want to make these very long and drawn out, but I just want to give you some ideas of how we're training George so that you might can train your dog as well. So he's laying down. George, yes, George. Yes, George. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. George is ready for a nap. I think we may let George nap now, and when he wakes up from his nap, we'll take him outside and we'll let him do his business and let him play for a minute, and then we'll teach him how to sit. We'll continue to teach him this daily until he learns his name, and then we'll teach him how to sit. And one thing I want to show you is George is already pretty smart. So we started this earlier, and we have this dog bell here. It has a ding on it. I don't want to ding it because he'll be up and trying to go outside, but already he knows that if he hits this, he's going to go outside and he's going to be able to do his business. So he's looking now. He's up out of his bed. As a matter of fact, tell you what, let's go ahead and see if we can get him to sit some. I'm going to show you how we work on sit. George, here. He's already sitting, so we need to try to get him up and around. Take the kibble, Put it over his head like this. Let him know it's there. Sit. Yes, George. Good sit. Good boy. Good sit. See, what we do is we take this, push it over his head, so it naturally, he's going to follow that and naturally fall on his bottom. And as soon as he does, we mark it. Sit. Good sit. Here. Let's see if we can get him up. Here. Remember, English Mastiffs, they do everything much slower. Let's see if we can roll the ball in front of him. Get him up playing. Come on, buddy. Come on, Slowpoke. Come on, Georgie. This dog is going to be called everything from Georgie Poo to Georgie Armani to George Strait, George Jones, George Foreman, King George, George the Great, and any other Georges you can think of. Oh, here he goes. Come here. George. He's going over to my helper, Cohen. See, let's see. Sit. Yes. Good sit. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, George. So those are two ways. Teaching him his name and teaching him how to sit. Those are things you're going to want to do early with your puppy. And in this training stage, he looks like he's ready to play again. But those are two things that, see, he may ring the doorbell for you guys. Let's just see what he does. No, he's not going to do it. Oh, well, let's see if we can make him sit. Sit. Good boy. Good sit. Good sit. Eventually, we'll get him to where he's laying down, so we'll mark that with a down and all sorts of things. And then we're going to play a game, ultimately, of learning how to come when he's called. And then we're also going to teach him how to heel. We're going to teach him how to break. And that's to be free to do whatever he wants. But we ultimately want our dogs to listen to us on command. And that's why his name is so important. And that's why your dog's name is so important. Because they need to look to you for guidance. So when you say your dog's name, if your dog's name is Lucy, you would say, Lucy. And they would look to you and then you say, down, here, heel, whatever the case may be. Here, George is trying to play with Caroline now, who's in the floor. Let's see if we can do a sit one more time. Sit. Good sit. Good boy, George. Good George. Good boy. Yeah. And he's tired. So, a couple of things. One more. Let's do his name. Just to kind of recap here. I think he may be tired. Or he's following the cameraman. And he's going to his place. And that's one thing we're going to teach too, his place. To where when we need him to go to his place, he's going to go to his place. So that's a quick little training video there. Hopefully you can work on this with your dog. And let me know if you have any positive results. Until next time, see you guys later.